everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and this is Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. Last time, Naze and crew died.
No.
No, Naze died.
Well, and with significant love interest. But, yeah, no. Most of the crew survived.
Yeah, it looks like they've been evacuated, and Tekkadan is, going to be helping them out. Probably they're just gonna end up on Mars for a bit.
Well, I mean, we saw
Uh,
a number of their ships explode. And then some of them that got hit got stuck behind bulkheads, like in the abyss, where people just die behind
yep.
bulkheads. Sorry, The Abyss
So,
is my go-to movie as an example of people dying behind bulkheads.
right, so we're gonna have like a whole episode of the ones who were trapped on one of the ships that got shot behind a bulkhead, slowly suffocating. That'll be a good 30 minutes, I think. Yeah.
I mean, the first
Wait, no, this is the
episode.
grieving episode.
I mean, the first episode of Star Trek Discovery.
Oh gosh, they do that first episode. Jeez.
I think the ship that Michael Burnham is on
Hmm.
gets shot, but she's in like the brig or something, and like the brig force fields are the only thing keeping the oxygen environment in because the entire brig around her is like destroyed.
Ah, of
So
course.
technically she's still on the ship, but she's in the brig in the force fields. And basically you can look out into space. I believe that's my memory.
Mhm.
Discovery went downhill pretty fast, so I just stopped watching it. It's been a while.
That's what I remember people saying about it. All right, so what do we got going into this episode other than it's going to be them grieving for half an hour?
I hope it's the writers regretting their actions and finding a way to turn it around.
Unlikely at this point.
I believe that Orga is going to take his ship and slingshot it around the sun to go back in time to save some humpback whales. Wait, what are we talking about?
I thought we were going to go a little bit more realistically with that, which is Orca immediately decides to try to set out on revenge.
Are you saying that we can't slingshot around the sun to go back in time?
Well, you gotta go fast enough.
Are you saying that Star Trek isn't based on science? Isn't that what they advertised that show as?
Look, when Star Trek starts trying to pull a Superman,
I don't think that's how that works. I don't think they're rotating the sun to turn the solar system back in time. Although I do question what the science is of ancient Greek statues showing up in your time travel sequence.
you know what? They just have to demonstrate that it's all timey. How else would you know you're going back in time if there weren't Greek statues? Still completely unpainted.
I also wonder where the clouds come from since they're orbiting the sun. There's a lot to that sequence. It doesn't make sense if you break it down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, I don't think there's going to be any time travel shenanigans, but we can always hope. So,
Look,
let's
this
go ahead and
show
watch.
is full of bullshit, and it tends to fall down completely on the side of the characters that I don't want to die.
I
So
can only hope for more killer robots here, honestly.
if I have to call bullshit for something, I at least may want to see it happen so the characters I like come back.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and watch.
Conspiracy has taken the lives of a man and a woman. The couple died a beautiful death in the name of love. However, to the ones they leave behind, their deaths are as cold and heavy as a cross made of lead.
I'm sorry. Gjallarhorn took Nazi's body, and it was impossible to take back the hammerhead from them.
Yeah, that was
Everyone
gonna
shepherd.
happen.
We made such a show of it when we left, but look how it turned out.
You guys did just fine.
Huh?
I need some time to be by myself right now.
Yeah, because the most important character in the show just fucking died.
Sorry, brother.
Are you crazy, old man? Why would you hold Naze's funeral aboard the Saisei?
I believe I own this place, which means I can do whatever I please.
Told you it wasn't antagonistic.
It'll only be a small ceremony. I'm not expecting many people.
That's not the point, and you know it. First of all, Naze returned a Sakazuki Cup to you, didn't he?
He did. Which means the funeral I'm holding has nothing to do with Tewa's. I'm simply mourning a friend at my own home. Or don't I have the right to do so?
Old man, in case it slipped your mind, Naze was a criminal wanted by Galahorn. Holding a funeral for him would send the wrong message.
Once we die, the slate is wiped clean. Besides, if I'm being honest, something about this case doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
I wonder what it is.
He knows.
The old man's had his heyday. Naze's out of the picture now, and I'm the one still living. As the head of Tewa's, he needs
That's
to
not
think about
super
what's best for
brilliant
the
to have like a
company.
physical
It's
reaction to
obvious
being
he's
called
siding
out
with
on
me.
something.
Exactly.
What's the latest with Kujan?
Also,
Get this,
his
he says
voice
it's a handwritten
is the
letter
most
of
generic
thanks.
Mook voice
Says he's
ever,
glad
but
to
he's
help out
also
the
a
others.
primary character now.
You know what, boys? I think it might be time to put that doddering old geezer out to pasture.
It's just blowing my mind.
I don't know that he's
That's
primary.
But before we can do it...
Secondary, I
there's
guess.
another
He is important now. Or has been for a while.
He has an influence on the story, but he's like... he's as primary as Kushan is. Which is like, he enacts shit, but
Mhm.
he has less screen time than some of the background characters in Tekken. So.
Hmm. Yeah. But like what's really throwing me for the loop is like that deep but perfectly even Mook voice. Just every time. Have they actually shown off those grenades in the show yet?
Not a lot of ground fighting been going on lately.
That is true. It's been a while since there's been a good ground fight.
Except for that like
And what's
3-episode ground fight that we went through 2 episodes ago.
right, but they didn't use it during that.
They're trying to use everything that they had.
But not the arm grenades.
Call them out in the comments. Comment gang.
Yeah, that's right, Comment Gang. Call me out if you've seen pauldron grenades in this show.
Excellent. I'm glad to see it arrived safely. Good, good.
It looks
Oh my
great.
gosh, he has the whole Dick Tracy outfit on.
Who brought these?
He always has.
Just like Dona Michaels.
Well, he's got the hat on now, I guess.
He had it before. You remember when he was
Looks like the swarm
talking
of
to what's her
space
name
rats is here.
out in the hallway?
This is for your revered big brother. Better say farewell properly.
But the way I hear it, there's not even a single strand of that grimy long hair of his left to bury.
Serves him right.
The guy had
Hold him back. You know my guy would love a fight at his own funeral.
It'll just be a second, okay? Your mommies are gonna be back real soon.
Miss Atra, what do I do? This one is
You have to change your diaper.
Mikazuki is now the best comedic effect.
That was just fucking depressing. You were laughing.
His last request.
I mean,
I'll see to
that
it
baby's
the
dad
girls
just
are
died.
well taken care of.
Yeah, yeah.
After all, it's clear that our distribution business would grind to a
But
halt without
Mikazuki
you
just
there
on the
for
floor like a piece of furniture.
Please keep up the good work.
That's right, Griffin keeps laughing at disabled people.
Hammerhead's escort job.
It's because Mikazuki is just like completely
I have
flat
another
effect.
organization
So
working
anything he
Tewa to
does
pick up
now
the
like
slack.
just comes off as
Even if we
comedic.
completely changed your name, I'm afraid it'd still be too risky to let you carry arms. But if that's the kind of work you want to do,
No, sir. Thank you for this. We'll do our very best while working under you.
Mr. McMurdo was a genuinely nice guy. We'd never really talked to him much before now.
Yeah, it's why Darling liked him so much. I'm thankful for that. And we have the kids to look after, so we have to stay strong.
Lofter, you can go if that's what you want.
Huh? Go where?
To Tekkadan, of course.
Why would...
You heard what he said back there. We won't be needing mobile suit pilots anymore. But Tekkadan, Those guys are always in the market for strong fighters.
What are you talking about, Ozzy? Why in the world would you bring up Tekkadan?
It's okay to be true to your feelings, you know. It's what Ma'am wanted for you above all else.
You girls came here without a clue about what it was to love someone.
Ma'am?
Our Naze loves each and every one of us equally. But after a while, every woman wants a man of her own. One who belongs to no one else.
So are you saying that this is the way you feel as well?
I've had this conversation with Atra too. Even if shared with others, love from a great man can satisfy.
Alright, she did have a talk with Atra. I was wondering if they had an interaction, I just couldn't remember it.
But if Lofter has fallen for him, then he's definitely not ordinary. And if she's able to accept such a love, I know it would make her the happiest woman in the world.
Yeah, Lofter, not a hero.
That feeling where other characters realize there's a relationship before they do.
I mean,
Sorry,
she had a
Lofter,
weird
you've been
thing.
shipped.
She had a weird thing going with a different character last season, so the Aga-hero relationship did kind of come out of nowhere.
It was indeed, sir. I'd like to apologize for acting without your approval. However, what I did in the field has allowed us to stop McGillis from acting freely on Mars.
At this very moment, McGillis is in the process of investigating the weapon you took from headquarters.
Huh?
What we require most at the moment is order and restraint. Here's a piece of advice. Think about what those words mean.
Also, you son of a bitch, you're brought up in a war tribunal for war crimes!
Yeah, literally committed a war crime. Slap on wrist. Go think about what restraint means.
There are like several ships that all recorded surrender requests. You weren't on board you weren't on board the bridge of 5 other ships to tell them not to record.
Illegal weapons, refusing surrender, killing civilians.
We can't endanger those girls.
They don't fire on people trying to retreat.
Sacrificed everything for them. I have to make sure we respect their dying wish. I agree with you, but
damn it! This all just feels so.
Mikazuki's just stuck there floating.
Miss Lofter's here.
I think you're forgetting he has an arm and a leg that are still good. He's not stuck anywhere.
You guys are gonna be heading.
But for Zero G, if you're stuck and you can't reach a wall, you're just there now.
If you'd like.
No, he takes off his jacket.
You don't have velocity.
He takes off his jacket, spins it a bit, whips it like a towel.
I am very glad though that you have a Zero G plan. Good job.
You clearly don't remember my Mutants and Masterminds character who ripped off his own head and used it for velocity.
What are you doing? So then how about it? Do you wanna... Would you please use your brain? You have to go out with her alone.
It's not the grieving episode now, it's the comedy romance episode.
Why should I go alone?
Because of love, my friend. More specifically, I'm talking the kind of love you can't buy with money.
Love?
Oh, forget it! Go! We're too busy.
You guys aren't using your indoor voice, she can hear you around that corner.
I would say that Lautner would have inherited my new favorite character status on this side, being the most closest relation to the people that died. However, I mean, in the same way that Ein inherited that for me from Commander Crank. However, it's her relationship with the main characters that dissuades me from having that type of desire to like her as much.
I see.
Well, here's her attempt to make you like her.
I've work on outlaw ships ever since I was a little girl. For the most part, all of my crewmates were women, but the owner was
I mean, to be fair, when it comes to Akihiro, I like him like this much, as compared to liking everybody else that much. So, his guts-style character.
Saved us from that life. Up till then, I didn't really know anything about how the world worked. Not just reading and writing, but things like happiness, joy, and warmth. Things that come naturally to humans. Like how it feels to love someone. And having something to protect. I learned all
Oh
of
gosh,
that
I was afraid we were gonna
during
get a
the
Black Widow. It's like, I'm the real monster moment.
It was Darling, and Ma'am too. They built me from the ground up into the person I am today.
It was the same with me.
Huh?
I'm starting to realize that I only discovered the person I really was inside after I joined Tekkadan.
What kind of person were you before that?
Human debris.
Space rat?
No, he was human debris.
Kinda hard to put into words when somebody asks.
You're kind
He's himself specifically in like episode 2 or 3.
I thought you were just a muscle-bound
Told
hero,
Orga
but you're more considerate
about
than
human
him.
debris and
You think about others'
what they bought
troubles as if
themselves
they
as and
were
everything
your
like
own.
that.
Oh yeah, he was the character for that, wasn't he?
But you're always there to comfort your friends.
People who
without
say I'm
ever
not paying
having to utter
attention.
a single word. That's just you.
Stop staring at her chest. Her eyes are up there.
Yeah, can we get off the male gaze camera?
Suffocated with you being so close.
I mean, it wasn't even a joke. His eyes pitched up the moment she started talking again, so he was staring at her
You're making
chest.
fun of me.
No, I'm not silly. I'm praising you. Those qualities, they were what made me fall. I've decided to stay behind here. Mr. McMurdo promised he'd do what he could to look out for us, but we can't rely on him forever. Also, the legacy that Darling and Mam taught us, I want to pass it on.
I see.
So,
I respect you, Lofter. You see your duties through to the end. And you look after those you cherish with all of your heart. It's an honest life. You see, I want to live life like you do.
yeah.
Alright, they're back in my good book again.
There you go. Honest heart-to-heart did it.
Well, that's a weird thing. It's like,
I'm sure we'll meet again while we're
I don't like the group that Hero is with, but I have some little bit that I like about him, so that when he accepts another character, that other character goes up a little bit to me.
I do like that they're actually spending time, like, securing the relationship, instead of just, like, a character come by and say, like, oh yeah, they're dating now.
Come on, it's just a hug, no big deal. Why are you blushing like that?
He's literally not. He blushed earlier, and he had red lines on his cheeks.
No, that was drunk fluster.
No, he was blushing because she was talking about. She almost said that she loved it.
Turban family. And I'll always love Darling and Mam, no matter what.
You can tell it wasn't drunk bluster because it went away immediately after to the next conversation
I don't
point.
think I've ever felt this way before. Hero. Goodbye.
Ah, now back to the grieving.
Remember this. It takes more than just your average resolve to make your family happy. You don't have time to get bogged down by other people's petty details. Don't forget that becoming Sovereign of Mars is to make life easier for the members of Tekkadan. Those were your words, right? So I want you to keep looking forward and protecting your family, Tekkadan. Put everything else out of your mind. You got that, Orga Itsuka?
Bro, you've taught me everything I know. I've only made it this far because I followed you.
But there's something you should know. As I sit here looking into your eyes, I see someone who isn't quite sure where he's headed.
Or one of the guys, anyway.
You want to get to your goal as soon as possible and take it easy, right?
I have a family backing me up. Still,
The baby at the turbines looked just like Naze.
Yeah.
So that's how it's passed on, huh?
That's right. They carry on the hopes of Mr. Naze, Ms. Amida, and everyone else.
And you? Babies. Do you plan on having any?
Huh?
Hey, it's a question from a couple episodes ago.
Would you ask me something like that?
Because it might be fun to have one.
From the way you're talking, Mikazuki, it feels like
Well, it's more fun making one there is.
No, I don't
I
want to
have
have
one.
one. I can't even think about it. Unless I was able to have it with you.
So you'd have one with me?
Huh?
Okay. Let's have one.
What? Oh!
You understand, if we're not doing it in Barbatos's cockpit, then you're gonna have to do all the...
Barbatos has to watch.
No, I'm saying, if we don't do it in Barbatos's cockpit, you're gonna have to do all the work.
Hey, what's
As
wrong
I'll
with
be
you?
half there and half not.
My brain is processing a lot of stuff right now.
Oh,
Would you mind handling the after-dinner cleanup for me?
sure, I guess.
And if it's not too much trouble, could you
Tomato.
also prepare tomorrow's breakfast and do the laundry?
That bad, huh?
Those punks aren't living up to my expectations.
I was thrown
And
off
with
for
all
half
they
a
did to
second.
provoke them,
So often a
this
scene would
week
start with
private
Naze
class,
holding a
and
glass
those
up
little brats would
and
shut
looking
the
at it that I
mouth
was
for an
almost
engine open fire.
forgot.
Then we could start a battle big enough to get the old man involved. So here's the deal. We'll just force those punks to nut up and fight, whether they want to or not.
He lasted 40 episodes.
I would say, like, maybe that would be a good bit of visual symbolism. Just like, oh yeah, now he's the one holding the drink, so it, like, means something, but it doesn't mean anything.
It does. Remember, they were competing for the same station underneath the Tewa's lead, so now that the scene starts with him doing it, is to indicate that he holds the position or is trying to hold the position that Naze once held.
Yeah, that's a good interpretation. I just question if it's intentional. I don't know from reading
Good to
it
know
right now.
that Bear Factory survives into the far future. Random product placement.
Has a scowl.
Grumpy Bear.
Wait for that 2022 Build-A-Bear rename to Bear Factory. The
Chooses to
rebranding.
build Bear with the biggest eyebrows ever.
Buy this one, please.
Just a sec.
Well, I'm 100% sure one already exists in real
Oh,
life.
totally.
Well, fuck.
Wow.
This is
Literally.
what fucking happens when I say I like a character. Like, oh, she went up this much in my aspects. Fuck!
This is the most brutal the show has got. Hell yeah.
What the fuck?
Color me impressed.
was murdered?
I'm about to pass out. I'm spending so much breath expressing myself now.
One of the thugs that works for Jasly. Immediately after Laughter was gunned down, they showed up at Mr. McMurdo's place.
This should prove to you that people don't have the slightest bit of respect for all women groups. Even though you said you'd look after them, you can't exactly go do it yourself. So how about it? Why don't you let us
Oh,
watch out
fuck
for
this
girls
guy. Drop a
instead?
colony on him.
As you can guess, Mr. McMurdo refused on our behalf. But from what we can tell, it seems like some of Tewa's top dogs are on Jasly's side. At the moment, Mr. McMurdo is busy running damage control.
Damn, that's
This is the turn it takes for me to now support these assholes. I am so vengeance hungry that I will follow them now.
Let's go after them now. You're right. This is about a lot more than revenge. There's no telling what'll happen to the turbans if we do nothing. Boss! Orca! Boss Orga! Boss!
Orca,
Come on, Orca.
just give us the order.
Do anything for a woman. That's the lesson your dearly departed blood brother taught you. I expect you to follow his teachings, Tekkadan. Get in touch with Iakujan.
Yes, sir.
And then, you tell him the time has finally come to crush Tekkadan!
I don't even fucking care if they're falling into his trap right now.
So
As long as he fucking dies.
As an underling of your opponent,
There's got to be a fight next episode about it for sure.
I'm so angry.
The show played us for fools. It made us think that they were all invincible.
They are! These assholes are all fucking invincible. Anyone I care about is dying.
regardless of
Left and
whether or
right.
not we pull this off, we won't be able to return to Tewa's. Which means we're back to being stray dogs. And would these dogs still be of any real use to you?
I chose to team up with you. We share a common destiny. Come hell or high water, I promise to never betray you. On that fateful
That
day when
will be
Gallifrey
proven to be a
is
lie.
Mars will become yours.
I don't know, he's had 9 episodes to prove it, so.
Betray you either. No matter what. always remember what you've done for us.
Right.
I must admit, sir, I don't see there being any issue with us helping them.
Indeed. It's actually good fortune.
The newest pilot's to die for him.
We've been waiting for you, General.
What Miss Laughter and Miss Ozzy taught all of us. Time to use it.
We'll give it everything we have.
Damn, Orga, you really wrecked the gym this time. Oh, that's Akihiro.
You have no concept of which characters do which things?
So,
You've even discussed there's no
Sorry, I heard the
timetable.
heavy breathing and I thought it was Orga's heavy
You
breathing.
saw all the workout equipment. Akihiro's the only fucking one who ever goes in this room.
That's actually just his personal room. He doesn't have a bed. He just sleeps on the gym.
How far should I take this? The Tewas guys. How far should I go when fighting them?
Oh, fuck it.
Unusual for you to be asking
I know there's good
questions.
guys still in the Tewas group, but fuck it.
Answer it.
Scorched earth, motherfucker.
That's what we're about to hear.
Take it to the end. I don't give a damn about our past ties with them. Just remember we're Tekkadan. If all of us are headed the same direction, then we don't need another reason. Crush them all. Do it until there's nothing left but dust.
Damn right.
The psychopath immediately perks up, like, oh, okay.
I feel like this is the inverse of season 1, where they were trying to get revenge for one of their guys dying, and it meant nothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, we're just so fucking angry, we can't see reason, we're gonna do this and that, and it's like, fuck it, these are assholes, I don't give a shit. And this is like the inverse, where it's like, crush them to dust. I'm like, fuck yeah! Burn it to the ground!
There you go. The show has made you very excited. This is good,
I'm
actually.
not excited, I'm angry. I hate this.
But,
It's like betrayal is what it is.
So like, I do really love how they just straight up did it. They didn't even waste a second on it. Just random drive-by violence here. Like, if I was paying attention, I would have gone, oh, they're building up this character to kill them. But even then, usually they put more time into the death. But this was just out of nowhere. That was such a good shock.
It was definitely emotional impact. Like I said, these are all more impactful to me than Biscuit ever was. Mostly, I guess they telegraphed Biscuit hard.
Right.
Next time on Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans.
What's next?
Settlement. I'll exterminate those space rats and the senile old geezer all in one go. Naze's waiting for you on the other side.
So Tekkadan becomes the favored group then.
Oh, we know that Tekkadan's fucking untouchable, so they're gonna win. So at least I have that to go look forward to.
Yeah, at least the guy will die.
I'm now forcibly put into the win-win scenario. Either Tekkadan loses, and fuck those assholes, because I still don't particularly like any of them except for maybe Akihiro. But, or they win, and characters I don't like are now just instruments of my vengeance, so that I can see these. Oh, so angry. Literally, the trouble I have talking, right where I lose all breath, literally almost passed out, pushing all of my breath to the surface. God damn it,
Oh, that's so good. I am going to put another pin into this of the Orca as the main character, because everything affects him, and Mikazuki is just there for the ride.
I still disagree with that sentiment, but
Fair.
there are just episodes that lean more onto Orca sometimes than not. And, I mean, honestly, if you took Orca out of the equation, I think the characters would still do the same things. Okay, take this episode, for example.
I would have to go back and think.
Take this episode, for example. Everybody wants to get vengeance. And they're literally just saying, give us the order. Take Orca out of the equation, they would act on their own, they would still do the same thing.
Right. I'm just trying to think of more examples. It just doesn't immediately come to mind, is all.
literally Orca is the handbrake in the equation, where people
the
have
only
to.
one keeping them back.
Oh no, that people have to stop and wait for him. Otherwise, things would just happen because people would just react instead of waiting to be told to act.
Right, right. Let's see. What else we want to go over for this episode? Anything other than the main event?
I mean,
or did that just suck all the other rest of the air out of the room?
I mean, I would say I hate this episode, but at the same time, pretty sure it's gonna find its way into my top 5 for the season.
Absolutely. I think this is going to the top for me.
I mean, there's still 9 more episodes to see, so who's to know what's gonna happen? But just keep that in mind for your list at the end.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go back over this and go like, oh right, that's the episode where someone just got shot.
I mean, so fucking out of the blue. Oh, jokes about Build-A-Bear Workshop and suddenly...
An adorable grumpy eyebrow bear.
And then suddenly, blood-covered bear and one girl discovering her friend dead. And it's like, the fuck?
Oh, so good. Alright. I think that's all the commentary we got then, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, so this has been Ironblood Orphans and Stoneface Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Zeta, and we'll see you next time, everybody. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?